Hello, everybody. I hope you are all well. I hope you're all very well. Hope you all had a super weekend. It was a bright one in parts of Ireland. A nice one. We got up to something interesting. Chris here with you for the next hour and a half as we zip through 48 questions in this evening's table fish. We've got 4 U6 rounds. We've got general knowledge, girl power, sports games, famous places, tomorrow in history, and alphabet soup. Girl power, of course, because today here at Table Fish and all across the land we're celebrating International Women's Day. It may seem hypocritical. Table Fish here, 100% of the screen time you've seen has been male Table Fish hosts, whereas 90% of the work is done by women members of our Table Fish team. We do always try to get Katie to sit in front of the camera. I think we'll try once or twice more before the end. But anyway, I hope you guys are all well. I hope you look forward to the quiz. We have no bonus round today. It's been a hectic day, and I'm actually soloing it today. So scoring the bonus round is it's a bit tricky. So we're going to give that a miss today. It'll be 48 questions, standard quiz, 6 rounds of 8. Hope that's all right with everybody. And as I say, general knowledge, girl power, sports and games, famous places, tomorrow in history, alphabet soup. Hello, Charles. We've got 12 teams on the scoreboard and another minute or two before we get going. Do say hi in the chat. With me soloing it today, it's awful lonely. Love to chat. But a big hello to Quizzery Business, Wisteria, Quarantine and Turner up the dubs, Team Kalala and Civil Servants, Amazing Team Total Landscaping up the dubs again. I guess you guys are double registered. The Momans. The Momans. Oh, all last week I was calling you the Mamas. I'm sorry, the Momans. Eat, Sleep, Quiz, Repeat, and Team Lobster. I actually have the scoreboard scaled to like 70%. Because I never usually need to be able to read it. Usually just the length and the first letter of your names gets me through. Hi. Thank you. And yeah, hashtag girl power. Smash this. Hi, Esteban. Say, hope everybody is good today. I may be enjoying a little bit of a midweek beverage. I'm drinking, hopefully, their Inside Out Pale Ale. May I say it's delicious. Let's roll the intro slide, shall we? I think. Let's go. Oh, did that a bit soon. Oops. Hello, welcome back. Let's get going. Team Captains or dedicated answer people, you should, for the first time this evening, be able to see your answer sheets. They should be live. Let's do this. General knowledge is how we begin. Round 1. Question 1. What month does the modern term Blue Monday traditionally fall in? Like so many things, it appears that Blue Monday was invented by an industry body in order to infect our lives with capitalism. But anyway, you're probably familiar with the term. You know what? Eat, Sleep, Quiz, Repeat. You guys are very welcome to be my attached groupies, because Glenn's not here. But to be fair to Glenn, on Team Glenn, he was the first one to swing into the comments when it wasn't looking too good in the early days and say, keep that going. So happy to have groupies. But shout out to my bro Glenn as well. What month does the term Blue Monday traditionally fall in? Question 2. Who is the boy hero in the Jungle Book? It is not Rafa Nadal, but if I told you it was Rafa Nadal, you'd be like, oh my god, they do look the same. Hello to our late joiners, Tad Meisters, Lions T. Welcome to the stream. I need to play for this evening, folks. Who is the boy hero in the Jungle Book? Question 3. Cats have 4 toes on each back paw. How many are on each front paw? My drawing background is a picture of my cat. Do I have pictures of his paws? Her paws? We were going to change our colors for Ukraine last week, Thomas, and then we realized we were blue and yellow before it was cool. Back when it was just us, IKEA and Ryanair. Cats have 4 toes on each back paw. How many are on each front paw? Question 4. Australia's Tim Tam brand of biscuit was inspired by what British biscuit? Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm unfamiliar with Pedro Pascal. Oh, yes. Oberyn Martell. That makes sense. So I remember a few years ago, Trinity College paid €150,000 to some consultants to change their logo. They got rid of their old one because blue and yellow looked cheap. Well, I bet they feel like idiots now. Australia's Tim Tam brand of biscuits was inspired by what British biscuit? Question 5. In the American medical drama House, what is Dr. House's first name? House is, of course, a play on home, because the medical drama House is inspired by Sherlock Holmes. The American medical drama House, what is Dr. House's first name? Played by Hugh Laurie. It's supported by Robert Sean Leonard. It's a good show, but it came on the tail end of that era of television shows where each episode was standalone with long interweaving story arcs that went through them that feel very dated when you watch them now. But anyway, in the American medical drama House, what is Dr. House's first name? Question 6. How many strings are there on a standard harp? Well, yeah, thank you, Peter. I'm going to take Pedro Pascal. I realize I haven't unmuted the lo-fi. Just been dancing around my own. How many strings are there on a standard harp? Let's go. Question 7. The basilisk lizard is nicknamed the Jesus Christ lizard for what reason? I have never heard of the basilisk lizard. And I didn't know it was nicknamed as the Jesus Christ lizard. Basilisk lizard is nicknamed the Jesus Christ lizard for what reason? Question 8. What is the most famous quote from the Spider-Man movies and comic books? It's an unbelievably profound quote. It sounds like something bloody Cicero would have said. What is the most famous quote from the Spider-Man movies and comic books? No bonus round today, so straight on to the recap. What month does the modern term Blue Monday traditionally fall in? Who is the boy hero in the Jungle Book? Cats have 4 toes on each back paw. How many are on each front paw? Australia's Tim Tam brand of biscuits was inspired by what British biscuit? You might not call it a biscuit, you might call it a bar. I call it a bar, but some call it a biscuit. In the American medical drama House, what is Dr. House's first name? How many strings are there on a standard harp? The basilisk lizard is nicknamed the Jesus Christ lizard for what reason? And what is the most famous quote from the Spider-Man movies and comic books? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes as always. It's 8:20 and a half. You have until 8:14 and a half to get those answers in. Molly of the Tadmeisters is a cat. That was important context, I think. I think I knew that, but it was probably important context for the rest. If Molly is attending the quiz and has been attending the quiz all this time, then she's absolutely able to submit an answer in the form of holding up a paw. Molecule. It's a great name for a cat. Just remember there's no score shirt. I gotta do all this. You guys are doing alright so far? Oh, Team Lobster, my heart breaks for you. A lot of teams almost know how many strings are on a harp. If no one gets it, I'm going to give the points to whoever's closest. Why? Because I can. Team Captains, I'm going to collect those answer sheets in about 10 seconds. If you haven't already hit submit, hit it. All right. I have to say, I'm very impressed at how many of you knew the answer to our lizard question. I hadn't a clue. Tadmeister's been a tad optimistic with Doctor as House's first name. I've already collected these. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Right. Out of interest, can I see what you type before you submit it? No. I can't see what you type before you submit. I can't, but I can't start correcting the answers until the answer sheets have been submitted. Unfortunately, might be quicker that way. Let's go over the correct answers. What does modern term Blue Monday traditionally fall in? It falls in January. I feel like it's the 3rd January, but it could be the 4th. The 4th Monday in January is Blue Monday, and it was created by the travel industry. And it was like, originally it was like, this is the day that most people book a holiday, right? And it was like, if you haven't booked your holiday, you haven't booked your summer holidays by the end of January, you're missing out or whatever. And then it kind of became this, like, this is the day where calls to mental health services peak, or this is the day where self-harm peaks, or all these terrible things. But I'm pretty sure the whole thing is just this capitalist travel industry creation, although January is a pretty grim month, so. The boy here in the Jungle Book is called Mowgli. It doesn't matter how you spelled it. So well done. If I got something with an M and an E sound, I gave you the points. Cats have 4 toes in each back paw, and they have 5 on each of their front paws. Well done if you got that. Australia's Tim Tams are almost identical to penguin bars. Whereas a penguin bar is individually wrapped, a Tim Tam would be like a whole tray of penguin bars in a packet. Wow. Dr. Gregory House. Greg House. Standard harp has 47 strings. That's the information I have. But nobody got it. And so I used my executive control to give the 3 teams that said 48 the points. Because I can do that. Because I'm correcting today. The massless lizard is nicknamed the Jesus Christ of lizards because it can run on water. Well done if you got that. And the most famous quote from the Spider-Man movies and comic books is, of course, with great power comes great responsibility. That got cut off at the bottom, but you guys know the quote. With great power comes great responsibility. And again, it just feels so profound. With great power comes... I mean, another version of that quote is absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that was by like a Lord Acton, like this, English historian and scholar. And then great power, great responsibility, Spider-Man. I love it. I guess on round 2, girl power, and a chance to look at the scoreboard, I think, before we go any further. Engage with some of your chats. So we got 1 team in the lead. Amazing Team Total Landscaping. Come on. It's good stuff. Perfect score, 8 points for them. 48 strings and a harp, though. Lions T and Uncivil Servants are in 2nd. Team Kalala are in 4th on 6th. And we got a couple of teams on 5. Tulips, Quizzery Business, Quarantine Turn Up the Dubs, Team Lobster, and a couple of teams hoping for a bit more love in the next round. The Moments, Eat Sweet, Quiz, Repeat, the Tadmice, and Wisteria. So, round 2 is going to be Girl Power. International Women's Day. These are all either places where there's a lot of girl power or girls that had a lot of girl power, women that had a lot of girl power. Let's get going with the next round. Team Cams should be able to see your answer sheet. I'm squinting really hard at the screen, so our guess for pixelated is Anchorman. Oh, that is... I have been done by Team Kalala. Jeez. Let's go. Girl power. Round 2. Team Cams should be able to see your answer sheets. Question 1. I disappeared with Fred Noonan in 1937. Who am I? I disappeared with Fred Noonan, 1937. Who am I? Question 2. Name the actress that represents he for she, the UN campaign for gender equality. Name the actress that represents he for she, the UN campaign for gender equality. Question 3. Coming in at 44%, this country has the highest representation of women on its board of directors. On boards of directors. Yeah, I think it should be boards of directors. We had a great women round on our very first Stablefish quiz. 17th of March, 2020. Almost 2 years ago. Coming in at 44%, this country has the highest representation of women on their boards of directors. Yeah, so we're looking for the country, not the company. I'm sure I hope there's companies, maybe not public ones, that have all women board of directors. I'm sure there's many. But yeah, sorry. This country has the highest representation of women on boards of directors. I'm guessing, domestic public traded companies. That's what I'm guessing. It could be public. It could just be any registered company. I'm not really sure. Question 4. What director became the first woman to be nominated for an Oscar twice in that category, that is Best Director? What director became the first woman to be nominated for an Oscar twice in that category? Again, that is Best Director. Question 5. Which Irish singer was named Glamour Magazine Woman of the Year in 2016? Which Irish singer was named Glamour Magazine Woman of the Year in 2016? Question 6. What German politician was their first woman to hold the position of Chancellor? That is, German Chancellor. Chancellor of the Bundestag? I don't know. The German politician was their first woman to hold the position of Chancellor. Question 7. Often ranking as the most gender equal country in the world. What country was the first to make it illegal for employers to pay women less than men? Yeah, there's still a gender pay gap of 78%. As in, the gap is 22%. Yes, unless you compound it the other way, in which case it's more like 26%. Often ranking as the most gender equal country in the world, what country was the first to make it illegal for employers to pay women less than men? And question 8, who are the most commercially successful girl group of all time? It's a little bit lighter to finish on. Popular group here, Tablefish HQ, tell you that. And here's your recap for the round. I disappeared with Fred in 1937. Who am I? Named the actress that represents he for she, the UN campaign for gender equality. Coming in at 44%, this country is the highest representation of women of boards of directors. What country is it? What director became the first woman to be nominated for an Oscar twice in that category? Which Irish singer was named Glamour Magazine Woman of the Year in 2016? What German politician was the first to hold the position of Chancellor? Often ranking as the most gender equal country in the world. What country was the first to make it illegal for employers to pay women less than men? And who are the most commercially successful girl group of all time? Team captains, you have, as always, 2 minutes. It's 8:25 and a half. You have until 8:27 and a half to get those answers in. There's a very Nordic theme to the answers going on that are coming in. Alright, this isn't everybody's best round. That's all I'm going to say. Which is okay. It's alright for this not to be our best round. But, I'm going to have a chat about it. So far, this round is unlikely to have any material effect on the scoreboard. Oh? We have something. Okay, I'm calling in the answer sheets. Collecting them right now. I think I've already given you too long. You haven't already hit submit. Hit it. Some teams just give up and throw Angela Merkel down for everything. Okay. That was a catastrophe. Let's go. One team didn't get a minimum score on that round. Well done to them. We'll get on to that in a minute. Everybody else, let's have a wee look at. Well, you pretty much all got this. I disappeared with Freddie in 1937. Who am I? This is wonderful Amelia Earhart. I just think she's one of the most wonderful people of all time. Absolute goat. Disappeared while flying around the world. Name the actress that represents he for she in the UN. A lot of you got this. Harry Potter actress, and many things since. The wonderful Watson. Other good guesses here. Angelina Jolie was a good guess. I think she's done lots of campaigning in the UN. But Emma Watson is who we were looking for. Coming in at 44%, this country has the highest representation of women on the board of directors. And this is where we got our first just like blanket guess of either a Nordic country or New Zealand. And they're all pretty good guesses. They're all great countries, to be fair. We were looking for Norway. They're the country with the highest representation of women on boards of directors. That's not a coincidence. They were one of the first countries to bring in quotas. They've now exceeded those quotas, and it's become natural. But they're one of the first countries to do that. Which director became the first woman to be nominated for an Oscar twice? And nominated this year for Power of Dog, and nominated back in the early 90s. It's Jane Campion. The wonderful Jane Campion. I haven't seen Power of Dog. Heard it's good. Looking forward to it. The Irish singer who was named Glamour Magazine Woman of the Year in 2016 was Bono. None of you got this. None of you remembered it. It was a big controversy at the time, for obvious reasons. Glamour Magazine's Woman of the Year 2016. The German politician who was the first woman to hold the position of Chancellor is Angela Merkel, of course. Most of you got that. Often ranking as the most gender equal country in the world. What country was the first to make it illegal for employers to pay women less than men? It was Iceland. And the most commercially successful girl group of all time are the Spice Girls. So let's celebrate that the better. Let's play the scoreboard quickly. As you can see, Quarantina Turner are the only team to have moved on the scoreboard. Well done to you guys. 5 points is the best of any team in that round. Fake Frazzle Dazzle, I'll give you some points for round 1. Let's put that off to one side and get on to round 2. So round 3, shall we? Team caps, you should be able to see the answer sheets, and let's get going. Round 3, question 1. Including the keeper, how many players are on a water polo team? Jeez, these don't get any easier, do they? Has anyone ever played water polo? Anyone in the comments? If you're not putting in an answer for any particular question, feel free to put in recommendations for what takeaway I should get this evening. I'm definitely ordering food. I'm just not really sure what. Including keeper, how many players are on a water polo team? Question 2. What record do Mario Zagallo, Franz Beckenbauer, and Didier Deschamps all share? Good swimmer, tadpole, Tadmeister. That makes sense. Getting the etymology of all of the things in Team Tadmeister this evening. I'm enjoying it. Well, I would be interested to know what makes fake Frazzle Dazzle fake. What's going on there? What record do Mario Zagallo, Franz Beckenbauer, and Didier Deschamps all share? Question 3. Who did Sonia O'Sullivan represent in the Commonwealth Games? I should say for the previous 3, they share the record, and it is only those 3. Sometimes I do those questions where they're 3 of a selection of people who share a record, but literally they are the only 3 people who have that particular record. Anyway, who did Sonia O'Sullivan represent in the Commonwealth Games? Who did Sonia O'Sullivan represent in the Commonwealth Games? Question 4. In motor racing, how's the flag that signals the race is ending often described? What's it called? I don't know why we made that sound more complicated than it needs to be. Question 4. In motor racing, how is the flag that signals the race is ending often described? What's it called? Question 5. What is the only team still able to win the Grand Slam in this year's Six Nations? What is the only team still able to win a Grand Slam in this year's Six Nations? Question 6. The toy game Escalado featured what sport? The toy game Escalado featured what sport? Question 7. Name the Brazilian stadium that hosted 199,000 spectators during the 1950 World Cup. I know when I wrote that, I was like, that doesn't sound correct. It did. 4 times as many as you could get in Dublin's Aviva Stadium. 3 times, almost. 2.5 times what you could get in Croke Park. Name the Brazilian stadium that hosted 199,000 spectators during the 1950 World Cup. Question 8. What sporting games named after a poem was founded by Prince Harry? I don't know if we can still call him Prince Harry anymore. Harry, whatever his second name is. What sporting games named after a poem was founded by Prince Harry? All right, we're gonna take a break. Just very quickly. Obviously, you guys know it's just me tonight, so you can take this with what you want. But usually, Tablefish is a team of people. Usually, there's people who do all the boring bits. Even tonight, most of the boring bit, which is preparing the quiz, was done by somebody else. If you are able to support Tablefish, there's a bunch of things you can do to support us. You can like this, you can share it, you can get some more people involved. You just keep showing up. All of those things are amazing. But if you feel like contributing some cash, go to www.table.fish/contribute, scan that QR code, it'll take you to Stride Portal, and you can contribute whatever you think a couple of hours of trivia on a Tuesday evening is worth to you. Thank you to everyone on the right hand side of the screen. There are people who contributed in the last quarter of 2021. As I say every week, I just couldn't do this without the people who do the boring bits, and they get nothing out of it, whereas I get so much. So you're helping me and helping them, I guess. And that was all reinforced tonight when I had to do a bunch of it. I was like, whew, this is hard. Anyway, let's go back here. Let's give you your recap slide. Let's give you your recap slide. Including the keeper, how many players on a water polo team, what record to Maradona, Zagallo, Franz Beckenbauer, Didier Deschamps, Solskjaer, who did Sonia and Sullivan represent the Commonwealth Games, motor racing, how is applied that signals the race setting often described, what is the only team still able to win a Grand Slam this year, Six Nations, the toy game Escalado featured what sport, named the Brazilian stadium that hosts 109,000 spectators during the 1950 World Cup, and what sporting game named after a poem was founded by Prince Harry. We're going to take 7 minutes. We're going to come back for the second half of the quiz at 8:45. I'll talk to all of you beautiful people then. What's the crack? We're back. Hope you're all very, very well. Hope you got nice and refreshed at the break. Wisteria suggests getting Indian. Wisteria, you'll remember this because well, at least I think you were playing last summer. So one of my good friends temporarily last summer set up an Indian takeaway. Did we give away some vouchers or something? Anyway, we supported them at one stage, and it existed for about 16 weekends in a row. This Indian takeaway. It was based in Dundrum in Dublin, and only ran on the weekends. He had a full-time job, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday the rest of the time, and it was incredible. It was so good, amazing. The best Indian takeaway I've had in Ireland, and he doesn't do it anymore. And since then, I've never been able to get anything that's even close. And as a result, I haven't had any takeaway in a while. I have, however, learned how to make butter chicken myself, because I felt that was the best way to do it. Now, that was another absolutely brutal round, so let's recalculate the score and go over the answers. But thank you for the suggestion. I might look at some Indian options, although I did make butter chicken yesterday. Including keeper, how many players are on our water polo team? I hope this is what Tadmeister said. Is it? Let's have a quick check before we go any further. Make sure. Sanity check myself. Yes! 7. 1 goalkeeper and 6 outfield players. Players? Field? I don't know. Outpool? Whatever. 7 in total. What record did Mario Zagallo, Franz Beckenbauer, and Didier Deschamps all share? They all won the World Cup as players and managers. Yeah. So that's what they did. 1 World Cup as player and coach. Those 3 in football, men's football, that is. Who did Sonia O'Sullivan represent at the Commonwealth Games? She represented Australia. She lived there half the year at the time. In motor racing, the flag that signals the end of the race is the checkered flag. That's what we're looking for. And the only team still able to win a Grand Slam this year, Six Nations, is France. 3 from 3. The toy game Escalado featured horse racing. The Brazilian stadium that hosted 199,000 spectators during the 1950 World Cup is Maracana Stadium. Very famous stadium. And the sporting games named after a poem is the Invictus Games for wounded servicemen and servicewomen. Well done if you got that. A good few people did. Some people didn't. So there were a few kind of changes and stuff as a result of that round. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Lions T have taken the lead. They're tied actually with Team Amazing Total Landscaping. So they're on 17 each at the top of the table. And Civil Servants are in third. They're just one off the lead on 16. Quarantine and Turner in fourth and 15. Absolute Tulips, Team Kalala in fifth. Absolute Tulips tied with Quizzer Business, Wisteria up the Dubs, the Momans and Team Lobster. All of you guys are on 13. So it's been a hard first half of the quiz. Let's see if the second half gets a little bit easier. And I think this next round is going to be quite high scoring. So get your big guns out. It is our picture round. It is famous landscapes and places. Here we go. I need you to name the thing in the photo, the monument, the landmark. I need to give you your answer sheets for you to do that. Here you go. With this thing, we'll probably just accept the, name of the place that it is. Just tell us where this is. So I've just realized that I don't even know what these are actually called. What is this? Had a Tuesday beer in the first half of the quiz, but in the second half of the quiz, I'm going to go for some mango flavored hard seltzer. It's lovely. Ooh. This brand is called Sunrise. Great. What is the name of this monument? What is the name of this historical site, I guess? Historical city, maybe? On we go. What is the name of this thing? Spotify's still down for everybody, yeah? Oh no, it's back up. Okay, cool. What is the name of this monument? And this famous spot, and if you're playing from Ireland, actually even if you're not, and you get a chance to visit that place, which is in Ireland, please do. It is the most spectacular thing that I've ever done in this country. Question 6. Looking for the name of that building. On we go. Where is this? We needed to be more specific than the country, obviously. Since the flag is flying in the middle of the photo. And the final one, that. And I'm gonna ask for more than the city here. There's a specific word I'm gonna need you to say. All right. Here's recap slide. Question 1, we're looking for the name of the place. Question 2, the monument. Question 3, the city. Question 4, the monument. Question 5, the island. Question 6, the building. Question 7, the place. Question 8, the monument. Just to make it nice and confusing for you. You have 2 minutes. It's about to go 8:55, even to 8:57 to get those answers in. This one already has, though. Go on the dubs. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Alright, Team Cams, I'm going to collect those answer sheets in a moment, so if you haven't already hit submit, do hit it. So yeah, pulling them in. I also need to make a quick adjustment to the PowerPoint, so excuse me while I switch it off. Go out of full screen. Why are you still able to see that? You shouldn't be able to see that anymore. Oh yeah, it's because we're in here. Perfect. Just give me a second. Alrighty then. All right. Eat Sleep Quiz Repeat. Are you guys based in Ireland? All right, let's go with the answer, shall we? Some teams did pretty well. Only 2 perfect scores. I'll show you where things may have gone straight. These are called the Maui statues, I think. Moai, M-O-A-I, I don't know how you pronounce it. Moai statues on Easter Island is what we're looking for as the answer. If it's Easter Island, you have the points. That's, of course, Mount Rushmore in one or more of the Dakotas. Mount Rushmore. 3 amazing presidents and Theodore Roosevelt. This is Petra in Jordan. An amazing place if you ever get a chance to visit. Petra. This is a thing called the atomium, some sort of atom-based sculpture building thing in Brussels, Belgium. Anyone who said the word atom got the points. That is Skellig Michael off the coast of County Kerry. And please visit it. Just do it. Just don't ask questions. Star Wars Island. This is the Chrysler Building. Equal parts guesses for the Empire State and the Chrysler, but this is the Chrysler Building. New York City. Santorini, Greece. Well done if you got that. And on this one, I said I was looking for a specific word, right? A lot of you knew that this was in St. Louis. St. Louis. I always do that in the United States. A lot of you knew it was an arch. That's kind of self-explanatory enough. The word I needed was gateway. St. Louis Gateway Arch. And even if you just said St. Louis Gateway, I was happy. I thought that was the crux word. So I kind of made that decision before we went in. If you did say gateway and a couple of teams did, you got the points. Hard luck if you didn't. So that gets on around 5. Let's have a look at scoreboards. No one gave me any recommendations for takeaways. But listen, I'll make do. So, displaying the scoreboard right now. We have at the top of the table a clear leader. Lions T got a perfect score on that round, and as a result, they have jumped into first place. They're 2 points ahead of Amazing Team Total Landscaping, dropped back a little bit. Quarantine Turner are in third, tied with Uncivil Servants on 21, so that's tight. Absolute Tulips, the Moments Team Lobster, they're all 1 point below that, tied for 5th. So it's absolute chaos to see who gets that final step on the podium as we go in with just 2 rounds to go. Team Kalala in 8th, up the Dubs 9th, Quizry Business and Wisteria, Fake Fazadazzle, you guys are all tied for 10, so certainly a bit of a fight to get into the top 10. A few teams had the best round of the quiz on that round. Wisteria, read that wrong, my bad. Fake Fazadazzle, Team Lobster, the Moments, Absolute Tulips, Lions T also had their first perfect score. The first perfect score since round 1 on the quiz, and the only perfect score of that round. So let's get ticking on with Tomorrow in History. Team Captains, you should be able to see your answer sheets. I see the offer of a code. I'm now curious. Let's go. In 1776, The Wealth of Nations was published by what economist, now called the father of economics? Domino's, have a code. Midweek rescue deal ain't bad either. I was thinking Domino's. I actually was, which is bad. You shouldn't really get Domino's on your own when you're not drinking, but it is a bit of a treat. I live quite close to the one in Crumlin, which is also out of this world. "1776, The Wealth of Nations was published by what economist, now called the father of economics?" If I get Dominoes, I'll watch a movie, I think. I think I might watch Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix. I haven't seen it. Question 2. In 1842, gold is discovered in this US state. 6 years later, there'd be a major gold rush there. What state is it? In 1842, gold is discovered in this US state. 6 years later, there would be a major gold rush. Question 3. 1908, what Milan football team was founded after the older one split into? Okay, so listen, there's more than 2 football clubs in Milan, but there's 2 major football clubs in Milan. You know them, probably. One of them is older, and one of them was founded tomorrow in 1908. For some of you, this is 50-50, but if you know, you know. Dominoes. 1908, what Milan football team was founded after the older one split into? Question 4. In 1933, FDR submitted, should be the first of his ND policies to help Americans during the Great Depression. What does ND stand for? Famous Lyndon Johnson had his Great Society. FDR had the ND. In 1933, FDR submitted the first of his ND policies to help Americans during the Great Depression. What's the ND stand for? Question 5. In 1959, the first version of this still popular children's toy was created by Ruth Handler. Goes on sale in the USA. No, take a guess. Take a guess. What still popular children's toy feels 63 years old? In 1959, the first version of this still popular children's toy was created by Ruth Handler. Goes on sale in the United States. Question 6. 1977, rapper Christopher Wallace is shot and killed. 1997. Jeez, what am I doing? In traffic in LA. What was he better known as? Guy had a couple of nicknames. I'll accept basically any of them. Well, I don't actually. Don't challenge me on that because I don't know them all. In 1997, rapper Christopher Wallace is shot and killed in traffic in LA. What was he better known as? Question 7. It's the 571st birthday of this man. He gives America its name. I want his first and second name because otherwise it would be quite an easy question. The 571st birthday of this man. He gives America its name. Accidentally, I think. But anyway. Question 8. In 2011, Discovery landed. What type of craft made its final ever landing? Yeah. This is why I'm not really allowed to write the questions that much. 2011, Discovery landed. It was the final landing for this type of craft. What type of craft is it? In 2011, Discovery landed. What type of craft Thus, what type of craft made its final ever landing? Where thus is missing. 1776, The Wealth of Nations was published by what economist? The father of economics. 1842, gold was discovered in this US state. 6 years later, there'd be a major gold rush. 1908, what Milan football team was founded after the other one split in two. 1933, FDR submits the first of his ND policies to help Americans during the Great Depression. What does ND stand for? 1959, the first version of this still popular children's toy created by Ruth Handler goes on sale in the United States. 1997, rapper Christopher Wallace was shot and killed in traffic in LA. What was he better known as? It's the 571st birthday of this man. He gives America its name. And in 2011, Discovery landed. Thus, what type of craft made its final ever landing? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes. It's 9:08 and a half. You have until 9:10 and a half to get those answers in. Dang, I keep forgetting that's correct. Give me a sec. Alright, you have 30 seconds or so, Team Cam. 6 teams have already got their answers in. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, man. Close, Team Lobster, on just guessing a name for our person who gave America its name. Oh. Alright, Team Captains, I'm calling in those answer sheets, so if you haven't already hit submit, hit it. This one's an interesting round. You're all doing pretty well, but the places where you guys are making mistakes are well dispersed. All right, let's go with the answers. Y'all did well. Y'all did really well. Let's do it. 1776, Wealth of Nations was published by Adam Smith. It's an interesting read still now. By the sound of things. 1842, gold was discovered in this US state. 6 years later, there'd be a major gold rush. We were looking for California, but I think I gave the points to someone who said San Francisco, which isn't a state, but is the city in California where the gold was discovered. In 1908, what Milan football team was founded after the other one split in two? AC Milan was the original Milan football club. It split in two over a disagreement on whether to sign foreign players. I can't remember which side of the disagreement AC Milan were on because they were founded by English people. But anyway, Inter Milan, therefore, Internacional. That makes sense. Internacional was willing to sign foreign players. Was founded in 1908. 1933, FDR submits the first of his ND policies. That's the New Deal. The New Deal. 1959, the first version of this still popular children's toy created by Ruth Handler goes on sale. We're looking for the Barbie doll, believe it or not, based on a German doll that already existed, I think. 1997, rapper Christopher Wallace is shot and killed in traffic in LA. He is better known as Notorious B.I.G. /Biggie Smalls. Bunch of people gave me answers like that. You all got the points. 571st birthday of Amerigo Vespucci. Missing, maybe I'm not. Vespucci, I don't know. That's the dude cartographer who created the map, put his name on it, and then people started calling it America. I believe something like that. 2011, Discovery landed. Thus, what type of craft made its final ever landing? We were looking for the Space Shuttle. It's the last ever landing, Space Shuttle, 11 years ago tomorrow. A sad anniversary, I think, for lovers of space. Now, a few teams did really well in that round and are worth pointing out. So, Tad Meisters, your best round of the quiz so far, comfortably. Quizzery Business, your best round of the quiz so far, comfortably. Faye Fazadazzle, your first perfect score. Team Kalala, your first perfect score of the quiz. Quarantina Turner, your first perfect score of the quiz. So you guys all did really well. That's shaking things up at the top a little bit. Lions T still in the lead, a little bit comfortable going into the final round, to be honest. Quarantina Turner are now tied with Amazing Team Total Landscaping for second, so that's pretty spicy. Team Kalala and Uncivil Servants are tied for fourth. That's quite spicy. Absolute Tulips in sixth. Faye Fazadazzle and Team Lobster tied for seventh. Quizzery Business up the dubs, the Moments, all tied for ninth. So it's hot whether you're trying to get into the top 10. It's hot whether you're trying to get on the podium. It's just hot all the way up and down the table. So loads and loads and loads to play for. As we go into Alphabet Soup, general notes with a little alphabetical hint. Team Cams, you should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. BTB is the theme of this year's International Women's Day. What is BTB? Yes, today is International Women's Day. Just a quick reminder, those Domino's codes can't be used with meal deals or desserts, but otherwise they're excellent. Usually the Domino's app will automatically apply codes as well, so if you don't have one, that can be a trick, but you can sometimes get better ones as well by Googling around or by asking Hal to chuck them in the comments. BTB is the theme of this year's International Women's Day. What is it? Question 2. M blank is the brother of Francis, Rhys and Dewey. M blank is the brother of Francis, Rhys and Dewey. I think I'll probably also use that Domino's code, to be honest. Question 3. The World War II Battle of K blank remains the largest tank battle of all time. I hope we don't ever have a tank battle like it again. I can't imagine we ever will. The World War II Battle of K blank remains the largest tank battle of all time. Question 4. At the Shwedagon Pagoda in Myanmar, there's a shrine which allegedly has 8 strands of B blank's hair. Who is B blank? At the Shwedagon Pagoda in Myanmar, there's a shrine with allegedly 8 strands of B blank's hair. Question 5. Geologists call this metamorphosed limestone, which is a fancy name for M blank. Geologists call this metamorphosed limestone, which is a fancy name for M blank. Question 6. The code for Dublin Airport is DUB. What is the code for Dubai Airport? There's only 17,576 possible combinations of 3 letters in the English language, as in 3 of the 26 Latin letters. What happens if we have more than 17,000 airports? Is that ever likely to happen? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Question 7. Desmology is the branch of anatomy that concerns L blank. Jeez. Desmology is the branch of anatomy that concerns L blank. So, a quick reminder that we will be back next week with another quiz. Next week will be the second birthday of Tablefish in many ways. And it's also, of course, the week of St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. So there'll be probably an Irish round. And there'll probably be a few birthday specials, one or two little extras. So do bring along your game face. We'd absolutely love to see you. But yeah, just a quick reminder that's happening next week. Question 8. The C is the highest selling Toyota model of all time. We do have more than 17,000 airports. I checked once. I'm so glad you checked that. Sometimes I wonder if I'm the only one who thinks the way I think. But clearly not. We do have more than 17,000. Some cargo-only military airports use numbers. That makes sense. The C is the highest selling Toyota model of all time. What is it? Alright, Team Camps, here's your final recap started tonight. BTV is the theme of this year's International Women's Day. What is it? M blank is the brother of Francis Reese and Dewey. The WW2 Battle of K remains the largest tank battle of all time. At the Shwedagon, Pagadan, Myanmar, there's a shrine with allegedly 8 strands of B blank's hair. Geologists call this metamorphosed limestone, which is a fancy name for M blank. The code for Dublin Airport is DUB. What is the code for Dubai Airport? Desmology is the branch of anatomy that concerns L blank. The C is the highest selling Toyota model. Team Camps, you have 2 minutes as always. It's 9:21 and about 20 seconds to get your answers in. I'm going to queue up a table foggle. And again, if you don't know any answers, recommend me some food to eat. At the moment, I am leaning towards the Domino's, but could be persuaded by something else. Malleable. Out of curiosity, table foggle players, do you enjoy it more when it's really easy to get high scores, or do you enjoy it more and it's a speed game, or do you enjoy it more when like it's sort of complicated and it's not about a speed game, it's about finding sort of left field answers? I don't know. I don't pick the first table foggle that comes up. I usually flick through a couple of potential boards to find one that has, enough vowels in the middle for making words to be like relatively straightforward. But I can do other things. I'm not asking for any particular reason. I'm just, curious. Alrighty, I'm collecting those answer sheets. So if you haven't already hit submit. Oh, wait a second. There's still 25 seconds left. You have 25 seconds, Team Camps. Give me a sec here, just doing some correcting. Eat, sleep, quiz, repeat. I wish that was the theme for this year's International Women's Day. I'm going to give you the points just because I can. Just one or two more of these to go. All right. Go over the. I was meant to play Table Foggle. That was what I was supposed to do. You all know how this works. You've got 2 minutes. Starting now. 27:10. That's when we're finishing. I'm going to try to do as many of these as I can as well. A minute and 10 seconds, team counts. Forty seconds. Five seconds, team captains. And we're done. I think I did alright on that one. We'll see how it goes in a second. BTB is the team of International Women's Day this year. Oh. It stands for Break the Bias. But the answer I enjoyed the most was almost certainly Eat, Sleep, Quiz, Repeats, Be the Bitch. And blank, Malcolm is the brother of Francis, Reese, and Dewey. I don't know if you got that. I didn't realize until today, we actually don't know what their second name is. It's like Wilderson, maybe, but it's never mentioned in the TV show. It's just written on a lunchbox in like literally the pilot episode. The World War II Battle of Kursk remains the largest tank battle of all time. Lots of answers there. Kaliningrad, Kiev were all answered. Kursk is in Russia. It's in Western Russia. It's only a couple hundred miles north of Kharkiv, which is, of course, the besieged eastern Ukrainian city. Or one of the besieged Ukrainian cities, but the one that's probably had some of the fiercest fighting. At Shwida Island, Pagada in Myanmar, there's a shrine which allegedly has 8 strands of Buddha's hair, believe it or not. It's kind of cool. Geologists call this metamorphosed limestone, which is a fancy name for marble. Nice and easy. DUB for Dublin, DXB for Dubai. I'm sure they'd love DUB. Desmology is the branch of anatomy that concerns ligaments. Mine are not in good shape, so if you know any desmologists, let me know. This C is the highest selling Toyota model. We were looking for Corolla. Well done if you got that. Alright, final look at the scoreboard. Let's go. Whoa, some big Table Foggle scores. Scoreboard is displayed right now, and can I say a huge congratulations to Lions T, who've won it today by 4 points over Quarantine and Turner, Amazing Team Total Landscaping, who are sharing second, just one ahead of Uncivil Servants, who are desperately unlucky to miss out on the podium. Team Kalala up high in 5th, along with Fake Frazzle Dazzle in 6th. Absolute Tulips, Quizzery Business in the Moments all shared 7th. And you know what? The top 10 ended up being a little bit generous as well, because Wisteria, Up the Dubs, and Team Lobster all shared the top 10. Now, Table Foggle scores. There were some big ones. 62, my score, highest I've ever got. And 98 for the Tadmeisters, falling just short of the 100, but 107 for Lions T on Table Foggle, which is simply amazing. Wards, Ward, Draw, Seared, Sear, Reams, Ream, Dreams, Dream, Dress, Reads, Read, Road, Awards, Award, Heads, Heeds, Heed, Smeared. Smear, Mess, Herd, Moss, Most, Dear, Dares, Dare, Mest, Wears, Wear, Weds, Wed, Do's, Ear, Hairs, Hair, Adores, Adore. Wow, some mental words there. Absolutely well done to you guys. Guys, we'll be back next week for our 2-year anniversary quiz and the finale of season 2 of Table Fish. Remember when that was the thing? Until then, I just want you guys to all have a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. Wishing you all the best from myself, from Katie, from Aiden, from Richie, from Rick. Thank you so much for playing. Like the stream if you can. We'll see some of you next week. We'll see some of you in the future. But for now, it's good evening and good night.